Thank you for staying with us. We are here in the studio now in the company of Dr. Mohamed Mokhtar Darwish, the international relations and security expert. Good evening,
yeah, good
Dr.
evening,
Darwish. Thank you very much for joining us here. Now, we are talking about security arrangements here in the region, Dr. Darwish, in the space of just 1 week. Two significant regional security arrangements emerged. Of course, the first was the Maritime Coalition of the Security of the Red Sea, formally launched in Riyadh and bringing together 14 countries, Egypt one of them. The second was the Mecca Joint Defense Agreement, gathering Turkey and Pakistan along with Saudi Arabia and Egypt, which has repeatedly stated that the time has come for the region's countries to assume their own responsibilities for their own security. Welcomed, but said it is still studying the matter with constitutional, legal and technical aspects relating to the alliances being examined by the relevant authorities. How do you see the developments, the importance of the new pacts that have been formed, Egypt's position? How do you see the important developments?
Yes, the importance of that, we must get back a little bit in the past, a little bit for more than, I believe that's 5 years, has been requesting from our President Fattah Sisi that must be have Arab security regarding and reference to the international Arab Union also has been initially in the methods and the requirements related to Arab Union related to that, and was requesting that to have a defense and authority to overcome and covering any initially actions or dedication actions related to security related to the Arab or in the Arab area. Regarding to that, as you've been mentioned, the place and the geography of Egypt, the power of Egypt and the corporations, and of course the military experience and knowledge. And as usual, there is never ever any action related to security actions happen from the military sides and been won by Egypt also regarding to that. It's very neat and it's time to get like this agreements, but to all our watchers to let them know before any have agreements or a deal regarding to security issue, there must, as you've been mentioned, study in several places.
Right. So Egypt is studying, right? But Egypt was one of the 14 countries that issued that joint statement regarding the Red Sea alliance, but it's not officially and technically part of it, right? It's one of the 14 that issued the declaration.
To do agreements must do the reference and revisions other agreement to then have duplicated or dedicated agreement regarding to that. But initially them are in the 14 countries related to that. And regarding to Mecca agreement, I believe it could be approved soon by revisioning or regarding related to that from Egypt part, of course.
Right, but again, the matter is under study.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, constitutional, legal, and technical
not one part to get easy to all our watchers. The thing is not that the documentation just it's need very efforts regarding to that security wise, legally, internationally, have several parts to be discussing and being revisioned, and also of course, as I've been mentioned, to don't have it duplicated in like
you're talking about the duplication. Maybe of course Egypt is part of the R4.
Yeah, of course.
The R4 with Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Turkey. Yeah, and Turkey has said that it wants Egypt to join.
To be joined. Yes.
But again, the matter is under a study for constitutional, legal, and technical aspects, and also regarding the 14 country Red Sea alliance. Yes, Egypt was part of the declaration. It agreed to the declaration with the other 13 countries, but as far as the actual on-the-ground participation, it is still studying some matters.
Yes, this is still under progress. We can mention it like that.
Okay. Dr. Darwish, so the Middle East is undergoing a profound transformation. The Iran problem has, shown the region that, showed to the region that it is important, indeed, as Egypt called for like more than 10 years ago, that for the country's regions to take the matters into their own hands, their security into their own hands. I think this has proved Egypt's vision correct. So how do we move from here?
We move from here, and what is one of the part before also in the past that being Egypt was respecting something going on like that, and it was asking to finalizing any initial things between the Gulf part and Iran, and was several communication, several arranging with Iran government to didn't go what we are facing right now. And what we're facing right now is a matter of attacking or actions related to power and gaining a little bit to who's gonna be controlling Hormuz. It's a matter of the gate. One of the gate of power and gases and all of like this, as everybody know that, and the matter who is going to be controlling it, who is going to put his hand on it, and this is initially don't become internal part or part of Gulf area. It's become now international.
Speaking of foremost, has Mr. Trump already declared it part of U.S. territory, or he's still going to declare it? I mean, I don't understand the situation about Hormuz. He said he will do that, but has he done it? I mean,
no.
Is it part of U.S. territory or not?
I mean, I mentioned that he is coming to gaining. He's coming also United States. Have several losings economy and commercially, and he wants to put his hand on the United States to be controlling on Hormuz, the part of that. And as our President Trump has mentioned also, there will be plenty, whatever, in any type of agreement with Iran on what's happening or what the financial issue that the United States had paid for that war will be initially plenty against Iran related to that. So we are now in very different type of situation regarding to all the international law, and everybody from the post part would like to get wind to controlling or put his hand on Hormuz. It's the matter, it's the gate of the energy source to regarding to open this and this area.
And I guess again this makes for the security arrangements even more important between the region's countries, as Egypt called for more than 10 years ago. Again,
we cannot in that, sir, if we was have a security force and repeat again this what's happening, did we could feeling that Iran could able to do that?
No.
Of course not.
No.
And of course the United States all respecting,
because
will not be involved in that time.
Because any security arrangement, if it's really comprehensive, would take the considerations of everybody. So I guess that naturally Iran would have been part of that arrangement. So like we, the neighbors, we can do it together. I mean, we don't need you
to come to involve in the area.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of the scenario, who's no, it cannot be one of the what we say Hollywood films or something. It could be. It could be. There is nothing to be clear to mention and related to, as we learned from international law and UN policy and procedures. We're not seeing it happening on land, and I believe it must to be the time to get security agreement related to Arab and related to the Middle East. It's need of that. It must be happening.
An agreement that is not targeting anyone, right?
Yes.
It's just for
to
deterrence.
Yes, and safety. All the Arab countries against any attack or any security issues regarding from outside.
But here's an important question.
Yes.
Egypt, which is part of the quadrilateral, the R4, along with Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Pakistan, political grouping. Egypt, which talks to everybody. Egypt, which mediates in every single crisis.
It's the key.
Right.
Yeah.
Does it really need to join any already formed alliances or whatever? Does it really need Egypt, which cares about its Arab Gulf brothers and sisters? Egypt, yes, which is there for them if they need her, if they need her, and therefore for like the wise voice in the region, the diplomatic weight, the political weight, the economic. I mean, again, Egypt, which is trusted, which is trusted by everybody.
Yes.
Does it need to get involved? I mean, that's another point. I mean, maybe just Egypt doesn't need that. I mean, it's maybe.
I tell you why. I believe it's one of the defense. I was, by the way, ex-UN force, by the way, an ex-Marines, and related also, I'm understanding the doctors in international law and all of that. The needs is, as there had been agreement that there is a security issue regarding to that. That's why if there is a security issue, need Egypt and the military action to be in front. This is the deal. This is the agreement. That's why Egypt and everybody know the whole world. Egypt is one icon, is the icon of the peace around the whole world, and never involve the self or taking immediately action regarding war or making war in anywhere. And one of the key to stopping any war and any action against any country, I mean, from, as you mentioned, brother or sisters or from Arab countries or in Africa or other, and one of the respecting and regarding that also, that's fine. We always have a vision and missions before the action and attacking happen. And we communicate also around our brother related to that in our country and mention something going on. We're not involved, we're not playing on a part, but we are doing, get very security, nationals, very good security and very good visions and missions to happening, and that's why is the need must of the agreement against any involving that you found it has been from couple of months. Our president has to visit Emirates regarding to the base that military base that have it in Emirates.
So how significant, Dr. Darwish, is Egypt's focus on the security developments in both the Gulf region and the Red Sea region? Again, Egypt, even if it's not part of this or that alliance, Egypt is here. I mean, it's Egypt after all. So how do you see Egypt monitoring the situation?
It's a very visions questions that, as you mentioned, he's monitoring and try to controlling and adapting the things and try to have situations,
calm things down.
Yes, get the things down, you know. As we mentioned in English, we try to calm down if you find somebody is over something. But the thing is, try to control it because if anybody asking why, because this related to Egypt national security and Arab national security, of course, has been happening again regarding to the past, what happened in Iraq and the war of Iraq between Iraq and Kuwait. And Egypt was monitoring very well and try to controlling and adapting and stopping this war as good and related back to peace and the conference way with Arab Union to finalize and get this solve of this happening. Sudan files, Libya files, and Yemeni files, of course, of Housiyin, of course, that the issue to, and also the Red Sea and Somalia and other different files. Egypt is always the same. The matter, as you mentioned, controlling, saving the area, try to have situations, stopping any war, any actions against the things, and always pushing any action or any matter is become to the national peoples. I mean, to the Gulf themselves, them taking action regarding to themselves, and also Africa. I believe it's always Egypt is the controlling, as we say, the wise man. We can mention like that. It's the wise man in the area to supporting and helping brothers and all neighbors to have safe area. Middle East and Gulf and Africa.
Again, does the let's go back to the Mecca agreement. Does the Turkey, Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, does the emergence of the Mecca agreement represent a rejection of the American security umbrella, Dr. Darwish? or is it, you know, just moving in parallel with the American role in the region?
I mentioned the truth regarding to that, and I've been my visions regarding to that. I believe Saudi Arabia, I have all our respecting to our family in Saudi Arabia, and they know very well that cooperation with Arab and Arab countries is more gaining than depending all our force and security files with the United States, financially, economy, and everything. Yes, the part of also win-win, no problem to have several business with them, but the saving and the controlling and always caring is not a matter of business, it's a matter of that Arab community, Arab countries is always know that, and of course all our respecting to Saudi Arabia peoples and prince, they know well that the matter is related to Arab, not the part of the United States.
Okay, Dr. Darwish, you're a man who worked at seas before, right?
Yes.
I mean,
a Marine.
Yeah, in the Marines. So
it's very difficult duties, by the way.
So you know about this. So the war has demonstrated, Captain Darwish, so I say, right?
Before.
That how quick instability in international waters like the Strait of Hormuz or the Red Sea can affect global energy markets, can affect logistics,
shipment.
Exactly.
There is delaying, there is cost
food prices, inflation, and across every
I'll be honest
element.
with you, sir, and I'll tell you something. The crew itself don't want to work in this area because it's unsafe.
Yeah.
I mean, insurance, it needs a different type of insurance to guarantee the crew before the ship. All right, because
and that raises the cost of everything being transported,
yes,
right?
This was my completely for that, and everybody don't want to be involving in this type of line. We said in Marines, this is a line. I don't want to work in that line, especially if I had experience. And this type of area dedicated to what happening is a need. Who is going to experience to work in that, and who's going to experience is shifting. I don't want to go die.
Yeah,
because in a Marine, sir, that's. We have a shipment, huge things, costly and everything related to that, especially for cargo or other or tanker or something, tanker ship. That's we don't have army force to things. The security depending on systems, depending on communications with the Marines security regarding to the country you are in, the sea water or the deep water or the open water regarding to that. So if anything attack the ship, nothing to work in until requesting supporting.
So how do you see the situation in Hormuz from your experience? What's the situation like? I mean, can Iran with any missile from any hidden place just hit anything at any given time? Are ships unprotected? Can America effectively make that blockade and prevent anything from going out or going in and strangle the Iranian economy? How is it working?
I can give you deep and easy action. It becomes to make a deal. It could be solving these things by make a deal. Arab with Iran. And on pushing also Iran and supporting the international community dedicated to that, it could be found a good deal to stopping this war in a couple of days. Of course, on the other part,
Arabs with
Egypt,
Iran,
with Iran and Egypt, of course.
Yes, of course, Egypt will be always involved in any deal.
Regarding to happening with the United States, I mean, could be after the make agreement internally in the area, who is on the neighbors, who is suffering regarding to that, make other deal, but after the internally deal. With the United States, because it must be there is several payment. See, there is a financial issue relating to that, and who gonna charging to be in charging from the part of the United States. I don't see that, but is as we've seen from our president President Trump that he is most there is a cost from Iran, and there is a penalty will be whatever the agreement done or not done, there is will be this words come several times from his part. And as we know that we're stopping this minute, and today also there is a visit one of the family, I mean, from President Trump, had to visit.
Yeah, Jared Kushner.
Kushner.
The U.S. Middle East
Yeah.
Special Envoy. So you want to see first an agreement between the Americans and the Iranians, and then a comprehensive. First, an agreement between the Arab world and Iran.
Yes.
So if this is the case, then why have this alliance or that alliance or whichever alliance? But of course, the alliances say that were formed.
Sir. That you must make a situation internally. Where is the war is a security issue? Where is the war is suffering? In which part? Make this part internal, solve it. Then make it international.
Okay.
As we are, I will see that in happening in Iraq and Kuwait. I see that also happening in Sudan and Somalia, and several places that the United Force was in. All right. So, and also that will gaining immediately to the shipment.
As far as you understand, are there a lot of mines in the bed of Hormuz? There are mines.
Yes.
Explosive mines.
Yes.
Okay. So how long will it take to take them out, and who will do it?
It's become now. This is on the table right now. Who discussing in that? Who will be monitoring that? It will be from the part of Iran and America together, or other. And Iran don't want to have several costs regarding them suffering. And of course, on the other part of the other hand, the United States also. There must be the solution if want to take an action regarding that. International community had to open and to have international a meeting and to be handling that together, because it's not become a matter of energy suffering internally on area or for two countries. It's become the world now. Europe is very high charging related to that. I will see some of the report regarding our best channel Nile TV. That's for example, the chicken had been increasing more than 130% in Iran. Gasoline and other parts of the United States, there is several charging related to that. It could be the time to solving the things. And as we learn from international law and the UN law, it's a matter of a solution,
right, but
of respecting.
Okay, but you know, the worrying thing is that both parties, the Americans and the Iranians, although they cannot be content, but they seem to at least say or act as if they are content. I mean, Mr. Trump now is saying, okay, it will be U.S. territory. Speaking about Hormuz, I don't know if he will he will name it the Trump Strait or whatever. He used to joke about it before. We're going to keep the blockade. It's Iran that's losing a lot of money. It's not able to export its oil or import its food or whatever.
Yes.
And the Iranians are telling themselves, well, we have already embarrassed Mr. Trump, and there is inflation in the United States, and this embarrassment and inflation will cause his party, the Republicans, to lose in November in the midterms, in the congressional elections. So they too, like, okay, are fine as long as there are no big strikes or hits. So there seems to be controlled conflict, as one of my dear guests was here and said. I like that expression really a lot. There seemed to be a controlled conflict, and seemingly both sides are, if not content, they are acting as if, and they are both like gambling, and you know, because they want the big strategic victory, they are taking they're taking the risk for now.
President Trump put the things on that.
And taking the hits for now.
Yes, and also very important national security matter. The first president was being attacking unwanted more than 5 times to be killed. It's not very strange to the American? This has never happened like this. It's 1 time or maximum 2. That you get to 5 times.
Of course, if they are all authentic assassination attempts.
It's become very particular. There is not a time for both sides to have advantage and disadvantage regarding that war. It's not a matter of action related to gaining on energy or put our involving in energy side to get this key of Hormuz to be under control one of the country. But it's a community. It's a matter of peace around the world. It's a matter also of that everybody is suffering related to what's happening, related to this action from the post part of power. And of course, everybody knows that there is several key and several supporters around Iran and also around the United States, of course Israel, by the way, and want this war to keep it continuous for a while, to
forever if they
yes, if they could, yeah, of course, and them see that, and also there is has been reading from the American government that the United States had involved in war was not need for it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a matter of pushing. Israel had to push the United States to be involved.
Right.
And it's
That's
time,
a wide
it's time
belief in the
to
US,
repeat
yeah.
what's happening and understanding well what's happening and to control security issue and all other files and the gaining and the missing from the post part and the time to fixing immediately that and not open to any other countries to having this happening regarding to that, as we see, for example, in the other part of respecting of Russian and Ukrainian. It's becoming increasing, and everybody have with his neighbor something like that. There is an opening war. We not want war especially in Gulf and the Middle East and Africa. We need to stopping anything regarding to that, and I believe there could be action by community, by agreement together, but put our hand together to stopping any action related to that. And
you know, when the war started, Dr. Darwish, Mr. Trump said this is going to last from 4 to 6 weeks,
yes,
remember?
Sure,
from
yeah,
4
never
to
forget
6
that.
weeks. And now we are, what, in month number 6, right?
Yes, yes, going for the 6 months or,
yeah.
or
we're
maybe
going to
more,
complete,
complete the 6 months. Who's charging that? And one of the examples to stopping
and counting
war,
and still
counting.
And the reason I mentioned like I talked about the thing about, you know, both parties taking the risk and gambling, wanting to achieve the strategic victory and so on. This made for a scenario that we fear could last for much longer.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned when you mentioned Russia,
as
Ukraine. So, oh my God, it's been 4+ years of Russia, Ukraine. So for how long will this thing continue?
But
the
Russia
Iran problem.
and Ukrainian is a different fight.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, national security related to Russian, of course, and again to the united of Russian again to get Ukraine or something like that. That is different type. But we don't want to go like that because the area not able to staying in that files anymore. Not just the Gulf, not just the African and the Middle East. It's become the whole world is on charging in that action, and not time to victory. I could say a message for President Trump. You know well how to control. You are a very have a good,
very strong man,
and very strong man, of course, and we are respecting you as a one wise man. Requesting from you to stopping this war and try to gaining from the win part from Iran and other, and of course this is need to the international community to be gaining or managing with them to find a suitable solution, and it's time to stopping please this war as we could.
Can I add something?
Yes.
And Mr. Trump, you still have a chance to win the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, you still have it. You still have it.
Well,
you still have the chance.
And we know.
But do it.
Yes. I need to add that something, and also was working with the United States in different types and jobs. You're able to do it.
Of course
you're able to do it. Please do it something for the peace. Will never forget your action regarding to that.
Dr. Darwish, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch another report before we continue our discussion. And this report concerns, again, Egypt's position regarding the alliances that have been formed here in the region recently, as the foreign minister, Dr. Abdulati, says clearly that defense agreements require careful study. Their legal and constitutional implications must be fully examined. Let's watch.
Egypt is asserting day by day its strategic role as the main pillar of security and stability in the region and in reshaping the Middle East security architecture. Standing alongside Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati in the Mediterranean city of Al Alamein, Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan underscored Cairo's foundational role in the regional order, declaring that Egypt and Turkey are two major states bearing heavy historic and geographic responsibilities. Strengthening cooperation between our countries serves not only the common interests of our peoples but also the establishment of peace, stability and prosperity in our region, Fidan said, framing the partnership as a joint guardianship over regional security. Regarding the Mecca agreement, Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati maintained a measured, calculated stance. He noted that Egypt remains in full coordination with the three partners countries, Saudi Arabia, Turkey and Pakistan. However, he made clear that Cairo would not rush into binding military obligations, stating that the defense commitments involved require detailed study before Egypt can commit to a formal decision. Rather than committing immediately to a formal treaty, Cairo utilized the visit to anchor a broader strategic dialogue on its own terms. Following bilateral talks, Abdulati hosted a trilateral summit in Al Alamein with Fidan and Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud. Economic diplomacy as a security anchor. From the Egyptian perspective, the strategic dialogue with Ankara is linked to Cairo's domestic economic imperatives and national development goals. Al Alamein meeting was a high-profile platform to drive forward economic integration, building up on the landmark high-level Strategic Cooperation Council held by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and President Recep Tayyip Erdogan in Cairo in February 2026. Co-chairing the second meeting of the Turkey-Egypt Joint Planning Group alongside Fidan, Abdulati brought together senior officials from Egypt's Ministries of Investment, Trade, Petroleum, Health and Population to translate political goodwill into tangible economic yields, aiming to push bilateral trade towards the $15 billion target set by President Sisi and Erdogan in 2024. Foreign Minister Abdulati discussed during the meeting the implementation of Egypt's fast-track mechanism, specifically engineered to streamline licensing and regulatory approvals for Turkish investors. This is backed by a dedicated joint working group led by Egypt Ministries of Trade, Investment and Foreign Trade.
Thank you very much, Shireen Aidel, for this report. And we are back here in the studio with Dr. Mohamed Mokhtar Darwish, the international relations and security expert. So, Dr. Darwish, again, the question remains, is what we are seeing now a change, like a change in the structure here in the region, away from the question, who will protect us, towards how can we protect ourselves? I mean, are we really moving towards this? And again, this is the second time I asked this, but this is the main question. Are we moving towards making security arrangements for ourselves here in the region, the countries of the region? Is this a move away from the American umbrella that proved inefficient many times, especially in the Iran war? Or again, is this a move parallel to the cooperation with the world's superpower?
As you mentioned, first of all, I need to appreciate the report, and other, of course, I need to appreciate Dr. Mohamed Al-Azabi for his always visions and missions. All regards to you, Dr. Mohamed. Regarding to that, the post...
I hope he's still watching.
Yes, the post-action are really requirements. I mean, that's the post-scenario are respecting that. Must be ready for any type of security or war to be initially agree and on progress are ready. And on the post, the other hand, on the other part, it should be there is several corporations to finalize these things or to go to the solving action. But who cannot be insist or to be sure for that? You cannot be sure because there is daily several words become from the post parts and the other. But again, to find solution must be sit the both sides and fixing internally, again found externally or the internationally pushing. And of course we found several efforts by our president regarding to the European Union and other and several community with also with Russian and open several gates as also To be added regarding to that, Dr. Badr Abdulati, as usual, traveling abroad and pushing abroad the community with the president to finalize or make a circle to closing this as soon as it could. But finalized, we cannot say that we're going to solutions or we still have war could be in the area. Cannot definitely dominate that.
Right.
But on my part, I believe it could be solving soon. It could be solving in a matter of months. But if the things is still keeping on that track, no need to something charge the thing again to initially or put the victory, one side of the victory on your actions, on your decisions. And I believe there is several ways to gain victory. For example,
there can be a compromise
Yes,
where
yes.
everybody is
and everybody
okay.
respecting your action, and the world respecting your action. And I believe it could be solved. It could be solved.
Yeah, and again, this very clearly is Egypt's position, you know, going for the political settlements, for
if you found
peaceful
respecting,
settlement.
yes, as you mentioned, sir, that you found the respecting from Egypt, all the things, country always working to supporting other, no need to gain, to putting on you or to put win from one side. This is Egypt.
Yeah. And of course, any settlement that would happen must take the security concerns of the Arab Gulf countries specifically. And so that's the comprehensive deal that Egypt is talking about for de-escalation here in the region. Now, in the following and final segment of Nile Oracle, Dr. Darwish will be talking about investment and how can investment, but I want to have your input here before we have other guests with us. How can investment improve and integration and economic cooperation play its role in the security, in improving the security conditions? The economic element of this.
Yes. As you mentioned,
in the region, of course,
elements is one of the playing part regarding to that. Investment is we could say it's the answer, this the solution. All right, for any economy, found investment and settle on. And the case we are founding in that related to that issue, in the investment, related to controlling the investment and economy regarding to energy source, regarding to Hormuz.
Yes.
If the solutions of become or who gonna controlling, he's looking for better future for his country.
Yeah.
If I put myself or to controlling Hormuz and regarding before, there will not be a charging to gate passing from Hormuz, and the new. There is a several high charging not happen. I mean, and also Suez we don't have this charging to passing from Hormuz and unsecured also. You pay and there is unsecured to be passing from Hormuz. This is the situations. This is the controlling, the key, and at the one part for one icon or one things is investment to find the solution and stopping the war. This is the requirements. This is the need. For that part of action, it could be, must be today before tomorrow.
It's amazing how this war started, the U.S.-Israel war on Iran, and it's amazing now that it has been turned into the Hormuz war. I mean, when things started, Hormuz was not even on the table. What was on the table declared by the Americans, the Iranian nuclear program, and of course the goal of changing the regime in Iran. And then the Americans said that we changed the regime. But anyway, okay, fine, you changed it because the first two lines of leadership were assassinated or whatever. So okay, but of course the regime hasn't been changed. I mean it's the same regime, absolutely.
And
but
it become clear to the whole world that Iran,
maybe even more hawkish, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it become clear that Iran doesn't have all the key to find to get dependent on nuclear weapon or be unsecured to any other, especially for Israel. It become clear for that, and it's become clear the message that they know all the power and energy authority regarding Iran to rate this file. It's not time to transferring this again to become other part. We become leaving the important case or why we are in to other.
No, it's amazing also, like Iran was able to, I mean, Iran is dealing with Hormuz as if it's a nuclear weapon.
Yes.
Yeah. It is the nuclear deterrent, really, of Iran. So it's a situation where, again, it's because the Americans were, you said this earlier, and this is a wide belief inside America itself, that it was the Israeli war crime suspect Prime Minister Netanyahu that, you know, tricked or fooled U.S. President Donald Trump into believing that this is going to be a cakewalk.
To involve him in that.
Yeah, like this is going to be that, and we're going to change the regime.
Like
piece of cake, like
yes.
that.
No.
Right.
And now, in this file regarding to that, President Donald Trump had to stop the war. One of the stopping the war regarding this part of that, regarding to losing weapons and need some weapons and that, and there is investigation regarding that internally in the United States.
Yeah, and of course
this doesn't happen. You know, and
many Americans are saying that this war is not in the interest of the United States.
And I need to add something very important regarding
actually,
that.
it's the opposite.
Yeah. We respect the United States, of course. And respecting you as a very power and controlling man in the area, President Donald Trump.
Sure.
And your security also. And you know well, if you are being changing or looking for something, somebody get you attack, and you know that there is other controlling in the whole world become. We don't want war to be increasing with other countries. We like to saving America, respecting all the people around the world, respecting peace, and the message, stopping this war. Let you get in your victory, that you are the one who is taking this action, and to saving also America. We don't want America to be hating from around the world. We're respecting all Americans to visit all the world. Right. And it's time, I believe. It's very time to take this action.
Yeah. And thank you for that. And on that beautiful note, Dr.
Appreciate it, sir.
Allow us to close this segment of Nile Oracle. We still have more here in the program. Please don't go forward. We'll have like a 5-minute break or so now. Until then, we thank on behalf of you very much our distinguished dear guests with us here in the studio, Dr. Mohamed Mokhtar Darwish, the international relations and security expert. It's been a great pleasure having you and hope to see you again.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. We'll take a break now, again, a 5-minute break or so here in the program, and then when we come back, we'll be talking some economy, and of course, hormones will be involved.